Billboard Philippines Volumes.
On this episode of Volumes, we have Ely Buendia on the show. He talks about his latest solo album, Method Adaptor, and we go track by track. Let's turn up the volume on Ely Buendia.
Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Welcome to Billboard Philippines Volumes, where we turn up the volume on your favorite artist stories. And today, we are with the man that needs no introduction, Mr. Ely Buendia. He's here today with us. Come on, make some noise, make some noise. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
There is so much that I want to talk about. I mean, the new album, there's so much. Just want to jump in. One of the things that I've heard from different people about the band Eraserheads that used to play at a venue called Club Dredd.
That's
and
right.
I kind of want to know, what was a night like there before? What was the lineup? What was the atmosphere? How did it feel playing there when you were first starting out?
The band used to go there as just as customers, because we all knew that all the good bands were there.
It's the place to be.
It's a place to be, and it was just literally a hole in the wall kind of thing. You go up the stairs, you pay at the door, and then it's like a small room, smaller than this room actually. And we used to go there on weekdays after, because we all lived in the dorm.
Okay.
So we could go around at night, and that's where we usually went. And as a matter of fact, that's where I tasted my first kebab. That was still a new thing back then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Mr. Kebab.
Okay.
Or Beruz in
Yes, Burroughs.
in QC.
Yes.
Their first branch was there, right in front of Club Dredd.
What?
And yeah, it was a great atmosphere, great vibe.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
Who were some of the bands playing at that time?
Oh.
Who were the top notch?
Oh yeah. The It band was Color It Red.
Yes. Okay.
When we were starting out, they were kind of already big
Yep.
in the indie music scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Cookie Chua was really sweet. When we first started out, she came to our shows and actually offered her rehearsal space for us to rehearse in, because we didn't have any money back
Love
then,
that,
and she
yep.
was really sweet about it.
I love that kind of community. I think every story I've heard about Club Dredd reminds me of a place CBGB, something type like that, where you have all these amazing bands that would go on just to be so huge, and it was all in this one controlled space, and just a place of art, music, and just wow, I love that.
Yeah, it's really because I think the owners, Patrick Reidenbach and Robbie Sunico, had such great taste in music and had a very maverick sensibility that made them a cut above the rest and all the venues at that time.
What was the feeling of playing some of your first shows there?
How should I say this? It was very punk,
Yes.
definitely. The equipment was ratty. The bathroom was even more
Was insane.
it's crazy. And most of the time we played to 2 people in the crowd.
Yes.
But of course that was weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're starting out, you just really love to do it, because any chance you get to play is an opportunity.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And I think that's a mindset that a lot of the new musicians need to know as well. You need to pay those dues and you need to keep practicing and put it out there. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so ready for the big stuff right now.
That's out of the way.
Let's fast forward to the future. The album, Method Adaptor. First listen on my own, I felt very psychedelic, melancholic, nostalgic, beautiful guitars, heavy driving guitars, meet these keys, synths, points of the album. You get some familiar moments, I feel like, from stuff you've done in the past, but no, this is Method Adapter. This feels like its own project. It's just really one of a kind. I want to go
Thank you.
through it today. Starting with the first track, Faithful Song, start with these keys coming in. Why did you start the project like this?
I guess I just wanted to subvert people's expectations
Mm-hmm.
on how an album should start, because recording for so long, you kind of really want to start like with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I thought this time it should be different, so that people will know that this is not your typical Ely Buendia album.
What I loved about it is that, I mean, I really appreciated that it started out like that. Felt like the perfect intro to going into it. And the message, at least what I was getting from it, there was a lot of love, loss, you wanted to give a message to someone you couldn't give that message to anymore, and hoping that you can have them hear it. So, can you take us a little deeper into what you were saying on this song?
Um, Basically, you're correct. It's about trying to send a message to someone that you you don't know will be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote the song specifically for my mom, who passed away,
Wow.
and it's my way of kind of saying the things that I couldn't say before, because maybe I was too not too brave enough to say it, or of something, because of something else. But I think with this song, I wanted to correct that, and maybe speak to a higher level of spirituality
Mm-hmm.
in this song.
What a way to open an album. And, when I was listening to the album, when you get to the last song, I feel like there's this really just nice connection somehow, but we'll get to that later. Second song, Kandarapa. Yes. I love this song. Right now, it's shooting up on your Spotify. It's one of the songs that it's like ticking even faster with your fans. Tell us about the song.
Well, I wrote that song mainly to express how I felt at this juncture in my career and my life. That sometimes it really feels like an uphill battle, no matter where you are in life, whether you're established like me, or people say that I'm already over the hill
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and that kind of pressure or atmosphere is something that I kind of course, not welcome, but at the same time, I still kind of welcome,
Yeah.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
because it challenges me to be better and to write even more good songs than I did before.
I'd like to expound on this point, like take a detour from our track by track for a second, is that a lot of musicians actually come on this show, or I talk to them, and sometimes they're a little bit farther into their career and they feel like their best music or their best projects are behind them. And a lot of the times they're saying things like, well, I don't think there's a place for me anymore in this industry, or I feel like I'm out of place now. Now, something that's like a resounding message across our whole team is that this is your best work. We love this
Wow.
album. Um, what's some advice or something you'd like to say to some of these other artists that feel like they don't have it anymore, or their best time has passed?
First of all, I think it's normal to feel that way, but I think you just have to reconnect with what you loved about music in the
Very
first
true.
place.
Very true.
And that's what I did even before sitting down to write, the words or the melodies. I just listened to a lot of my playlists, like the people who really inspired me
Yes.
to be a musician, like the Beatles or Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I just imagined myself when I was basically young and still
Exactly.
hungry for that. Because you lose it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. You lose that, especially since I've been through so much,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm considered nga like a elder statesman already, and that kind of gets to you.
Yeah.
It gets in your head like, oh, okay, maybe I am that. Maybe I should be just planting tomatoes or something like that.
No.
But you have to be inspired also by that pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to take it and do something productive with it, basically. Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And I think there's a discipline to being able to connect back into passion or that fire. It's not just something that you can wait around and be like, okay, I feel inspired or something like that. Sometimes you have to be like, wait a second, let me sit down
That's right.
and
yeah.
actually work. Yeah.
It takes work.
Yeah.
Everything takes work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay. The lead single from the album, Bulaklak sa Buwan.
Right.
Tell us about it.
Well, what can I say? I was really putting such high hopes on this single. And there really was no choice. I chose it because kind of harkened back to what I was known for, like the melodies and
Yeah.
the clever lyrics. But I made sure that it wasn't all about the melody, or it wasn't all about clever lyrics. Like, it had to be something that I really cared about.
Yep.
Stuff that I really cared about. And that song is kind of what my mental state is with regards to how I felt about my life and society in general, and how it kind of wants to control you,
Yep.
control your mind, definitely, and try to like pin you down and box you in. And I'm just saying, you can't allow that, and you shouldn't allow that.
I love that because this song, especially when I was listening to the whole album, I felt exactly what you're saying, where there was something that I think longtime fans could grasp onto. And like, okay, this is reminiscent of what I know,
Yeah.
but it was such a mixture of what the album was going to be. That beautiful blur that I was talking about earlier, just felt that. But I do like what you're saying. I think it circles back to what we were talking about earlier, where this is what you want to say now. And I think that's such a bigger point to get across, where it's like, you're trying to send a bigger message in this album, and you get to do that with this song.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I'm not sure if it's everyone's cup of tea. Thankfully, a lot of people kind of enjoyed it
Yeah.
and kind of like dug it, the meaning of it. But I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's I can't do anything about that.
The whole team's drinking tea, I promise you.
All right, all right.
Tamang Hinala. For me, this song really rocks. It's like one of the songs I jump around to, dance to. Can you tell me a bit about this one?
Tamang Hinala kind of started out with a different arrangement. It was totally different. Like the melody, the music was different. It was kind of a classic rock vibe.
Yeah.
With hard riffs and all that. Then going back to what I said about trying to reconnect with your heroes and your inspiration. I really loved grunge.
Yes.
I'm a 90s kid, so I loved grunge, and I wanted to get that vibe back.
You definitely got it in that
Yeah.
one.
So, Tamang Hinala is about me doubting myself at times and other people doubting me as well.
Perfect album for like, okay, a lot of these artists start listening to, then I think grab some inspiration that everyone can feel or interpret like their self-doubt, but then you can turn it into something that's art and beautiful and use it as a tool to just get back out there.
Well, I know, singing about self-doubt is not very rock and roll, but I made up for it with the music.
It's my type of rock and roll.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so the next one we have here is Deadbeat Creeper. Okay, this one, when I got to this part of the album, it like a little bit different than everything else. And you tell me more about this one.
I see what you mean with the difference in the tone
Yes,
of the thing.
exactly.
It's definitely, it could be in a different album. Definitely doesn't go well with all the other tracks, but I like that. I like variety.
Yes.
Just to throw in that wild card, and
Yep.
I think this song is the rawest, I think, of all my songs in this album. It really hits hard for me
Yeah.
emotionally, because everything I say there is real and straight from the gut.
That's true. I heard that 2 of the songs on this album were recorded at Abbey Road.
That's right.
What was it like recording there? Is this something you've
Oh,
always wanted to do, or what happened?
yeah, man. Talk about a dream come true. But I really didn't plan it that way. I was just in London with Anna Mori.
Just casually in London with Anymore,
No,
of
it
course.
was work. It was work, man. It was work.
Yeah.
She was doing a few rounds of shows there.
Okay.
For So Far Sounds, and I really wanted to visit Abbey Road because the last time I was there, like 10, 20 years ago with the Eraserheads when we did a show there. Of course, they wouldn't let us in. I mean, we were tourists.
Got
and
you.
They don't let tourists in.
Yeah.
So all we could do was like pose in front of the gate
Yes.
and take photos in the pedestrian, the crosswalk.
I've seen that
Like
picture.
what-
Super dope.
What tourists do, And this time I said, I really want to go inside and check
Yes.
it out. But you can't. So I booked a few hours of recording time there. And it's amazing that you can really do that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that, well, it is expensive. Studio 2, which is where the big one, where the Beatles, Radiohead, Oasis recorded. Yeah, it's like super expensive. So I couldn't afford that. And you have to book like 2 days. So it's like,
2 days minimum.
it's like 2 days minimum.
My
It's like
God.
the price of
Yeah.
a house. So I just booked the small one.
Yeah.
It's beside Abbey Road. I booked like a whole day there, and so I said, "Oh damn, I have to record something.
You have to.
I have to record something." So at that time, the only songs I had was Deadbeat and
Yes.
Candarapa.
Yep.
So those were the first 2 songs that I recorded for the album. But I wasn't really planning
To do an album.
to do an album. I just
Exactly.
wanted to record in Abbey Road. And man, it was really magical.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's cliche, but that place has certain, electricity in the air.
Yes.
Like, or maybe I was just really excited, but I think it comes through in the performance.
It
You
really does.
when you hear my vocals on Deadbeat and Candarapa, that's the Abbey Road vibe
The
there.
Abbey Road
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
I mean, recording there, you have these 2 songs, and then it's like, you know what? Album mode.
Yeah. After I went home, I said, okay, 2 songs. What am I gonna do with 2 songs?
What are you gonna do with 2 songs?
Yeah, might as well.
Might as
record,
well.
record,
Yes.
record an album. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Next track on the album, Sige.
Sige.
Okay. This one, played it earlier. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. Well, philosophy-wise, I guess it's me saying maybe just just do it, you
Yeah.
know. Because, like I said, doubting yourself does you no good. Like worrying about what happens does you no good. And this is basically my stab at an anthemic sort of
It
rock
works.
song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes off as that.
All right,
I love
right.
that. This next song, I really love it. Tagping Paraso, and has this dark wave qualities to it. It just drives through with the drums. It has these psychedelic parts also. But it has this line, sa puso ko ito, where it's like it switches back into like an original like alternative OPM moment, but then it goes right back into the dark wave. Really love that. Can you tell us more about this song?
I had the germ of an idea with a keyboard line, and it started from there.
Yeah.
And I really love the new wave sound.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love the cars and stuff like that. So that pointed the direction of the way the lyrics should go, and what kind of themes I should tackle there. Because when I think of the 80s, I think of breakdancing and pop locking.
Okay.
So
Were
that,
you a pop locker?
no,
Wait, hold
I
up.
tried to be. I tried.
Didn't we all?
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that pointed to the direction of tagpi, like broken
Yep.
stuff. Yeah.
No, I guess I was mentioning dark wave, and then you just said new wave, where I feel like that sound is it's bubbling up right now. It's really now. There's a lot of big music, especially on TikTok right
Oh,
now,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
starting to really sound like that. But what I love about that song is that it's that you mixed in this moment of alternative OPM where you hit that one note, but then also it's very Filipino. You still feel like it's from here. It
That's
has
right.
that sprinkle of like, come on, guys, we play an international level. Yeah, love that. Contrabando. Yes. Okay. Tell us about this song.
Well, Contrabando, I wrote when after I saw this old movie, a Filipino movie, coincidentally called Contrabando.
Same name. Okay, cool.
It's a 1950s movie, a black and white movie. That's a noir, a film noir movie.
Yeah.
It's about it's very rare in Philippine cinema because it deals with drugs and murder.
1950s.
It's
That's
a really
wild.
cool movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just really got inspired by that and wrote a song about it.
Dang. Okay. Just taking
yeah.
inspiration from everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always been known as a cinematic kind of guy, a storyteller, and this is me, the cinematic guy,
Actually,
writing a song about cinema.
yes. No, that actually comes across so much in the album. It's really like takes you on a ride, start to finish.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah, and I sampled the dialogue. If you notice,
What?
that's a dialogue from the actual movie. At the end, yeah.
Wait. So, what's kind of process for that? So, how did you find the people, get the rights, and do all that kind of stuff?
Rap Fernandez.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him. He was the one who posted about it. It's free. It's on Vimeo. You can
Okay.
watch it, or I think YouTube. You can watch it for free. I like messaged him and said, "Hey, bro, I sampled this dialogue from the
Yeah.
movie. Do I need to pay you or something?" And he said, "No, it's a what do you call that? It's already public domain
Okay, nice.
because it's beyond 50 years now." So, but he said, "I'll ask Mike De Leon, who is
Yeah.
the head of LVN, the studio, and ask him if he can give you his blessing."
Yeah.
But he never came back to me, so I guess it's cool that,
Yeah.
that I used it. Yeah.
Okay. This is my personal favorite song on the album. Chance Passenger.
Yeah.
The tempo is just hits so well. It's so good. I love the guitars on this. It's so spacey. It feels like I'm driving down the coast, living past lives, forward lives, every life possible. I love this song. Please
Wow.
tell me more about this.
I was just noodling around with my acoustic guitar, and I hit this riff. I made a song around it, and I sent it to Diego Mapa, Egg Boy,
Okay.
for his. This was like 5-10 years ago.
I love this collaboration already. Okay. Egg
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah,
Ellie, let's go.
He has a version that he remixed. It's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
You can search it. It's there. It's still there for. It's for the Habagat Sounds compilation. And then I said, well, nobody's heard this song. It's like what 100 people who heard this song on SoundCloud.
Yes.
And I was like, somebody has to, or I should re-record it and see where it goes, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to use the remix of Egg Boy,
Okay.
but then I said, maybe I could maybe add a little bit more to this song.
Yeah.
And that was Jerome Velasco, the guitar player, my guitar player, the producer, who added all those sounds there.
Yeah.
And the only thing that stayed was my original acoustic and the vocals. Those vocals were recorded in a very cheap microphone, but I couldn't recreate it. I couldn't replicate the performance
Yep.
in the studio, so I just said, I'll just use the demo.
I love that because sometimes it's really like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't always matter about what equipment you're using or
That's right.
what's happening. Sometimes a performance you just can't replicate
You can't
that
replicate it.
feeling,
Yeah.
and it's just like that's it.
It's a good thing too that there's AI now
Mm.
that I could separate the vocals from the demo. 'Cause
Actually,
it's-
yes.
It's just it was a mono recording with me on guitar and vocals.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yes, no, I exactly know what you mean. Being able to split tracks now is just so different. I've seen it. I'm like, whoa, okay, you
It's
do
great,
that now.
man. I think it's a godsend. Yeah.
We'll take it. Thank you, AI. Okay, you get one.
You get one.
You get one.
1 point.
We're down to the last track.
Esprit de Corps.
Esprit de Corps.
Yeah.
Yes. This song. Okay. Now, what I'm getting from this song is that I have this written down one line here where it says, "It's a wicked world we all deserve." And then you talk about a permanent holiday. But then with these kind of like references to like kind of like a deathly type thing, I get a really sense of like there's so much life to live at the
Mhm.
same time. It's just very
Yeah, man.
two messages at the same time. Can you tell us more about this song?
I mean, the older you get, I guess, the more you get, I guess, inspired by your own mortality.
Yep.
And there's really just two ways to deal with it. I mean, you could surrender to it and or be defeated by it, by your own mortality, or take it as again a challenge to live the most or get the most out of life.
Yes.
And that's what the song, I guess, is all about.
I feel like it's such a great way to end the album because how you started and who you're talking to in the beginning, and then when you reach the end and you go into that as well, it's like it makes so much sense as why it's the end and why it's the beginning, and the ride that you take in between where there's love, there's messages to the people, the time that we're living in now, and it just all fits together. It's just such a cohesive project. Yeah, as a whole, I took my own messages from it, as we all interpret music differently, but as a whole, the project, what did you want to say with this project?
Personally, I made this album because I wanted to defy everyone,
Yes.
defy my own, of course, self-doubt, and say I could still hack it, at least in my own terms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the whole message of the album. Is like, sure, we're gonna see some pushback from everyone, even from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only two ways to go about it. I mean, I'm not much of a poet or poem loving kind of guy, but that poem by Dylan Thomas really stuck with me, especially now. The Rage Against the Dying of the Light. And in a way, this album kind of deconstructs that poem, that line. It's me trying to say that line in so many different ways.
I love that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And thank you for being with us today. Thank you for making this project. And really, I think it's such a statement to artists, many artists, new artists that are coming up, artists that have been here for a long time, that you can do your best work at any time. Keep the inspiration, put in the work, and defy your own expectations and the expectations of other people. Beautiful messaging. Thank you, sir, for being here
Thanks,
today.
Brett. Thank you.
Yes.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been Billboard Philippines Volumes. Check us out on all the socials. You know that deal. This has been us with Ely Buendia. Thank you.
Billboard Philippines.